You already know that these long-term goals, we don't really have to take much time to figure them out. Just ask yourself, what does my ideal life look like in the next 20 years? In the next 30 years? If I were established in the things that mattered to me and accomplished, what would that look like? What would that be feeling like when I am established? What does it mean when I am accomplished? Now, here's the funny thing. After you've taken some time to do that, to figure those long-term goals out in detail and written them out, I want you to look back at your short-term goals and compare. Find for yourself, is there something not adding up? Are there short-term goals in your life right now that have absolutely no relation to your long-term goals? Are there things that you're aiming for right now that don't push you towards your distant aspirations or even take you further away from them sometimes? I mean, that happens. We get on a road, a routine, comfortability. It's exactly what I'm going through right now. I was so comfortable embracing what has worked previously, feeling like that I want to one day get off the road and be with my family and reach people online like never before. And I'm so glad that I've got this pause in my life that I can reassess my whiteboard activities. I normally did my whiteboard reverse engineering self-reflective times once every 3 to 6 months. I think I did like 6 of them in the last 3 months because I needed to get real. I needed to let go. I needed to face my reality. I needed to understand I don't have so much control. And in that letting go, maybe this is the new foundation where the next 20 years is built upon. Sustainable, doable, maintainable. Going back to my passion, my personal goal. Faith, family, being connected, making a difference in the world, but not sacrificing what I used to sacrifice that at a time made sense. And I want to ask you, we need to take a step back. Have a look at the bigger picture. The worst thing you can do right now is think that this is just another episode in a podcast. No. Give yourself a chance. It's okay if it means that you have to sit down again and again and take another look at your short-term goal, the reality of what you can and cannot change. But pushing yourself towards the right direction is really something that you need to do.
You have found your purpose and vision as a speaker, and me as a co-speaker, your half-brother. I always want to ask people, if in their profession, what do they mostly remember about their very first speech? And when you decided to do that, can you tell us about your first speech presentation, your fears, how that experience was for you?
The fear was tremendous. And I stood up and my mind sat down. So I went to the microphone and the words wouldn't come out. The cat had my tongue. So I left the stage and Mr. Washington said, go back out there. And I said, Mr. Washington, I can't think. And he said, listen, go back out there. He said, if you run today, you'll be running for the rest of your life. He said, anything that's worth doing is worth doing badly until you get it right.
Whoa. Say that again.
He said, anything that's worth doing is worth doing badly until you get it right. He said, if you know how to do it, then do it right. But if you don't, do it badly until you get it right. Because I forgot what I had memorized. I couldn't think when I looked at the audience. And he told me to go out there and stumble through it. And I did. And then the next time I went out there, I had my composure and I was able to deliver it. And so when we look at what we want to do, and we answer the call on our life. And I do believe that what we're doing is a calling. A calling is something that you love so much that you do it for nothing, but you do it so well that people will pay you to do it. And because I enjoyed it so much, I did it and did it and did it for years. Most people don't know Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., he did the speech, I Have a Dream, over 200 times before he did it at the Washington Monument. So there are people now listening to us who have knowledge. Knowledge is the new currency. And over 22 million people filed for unemployment compensation. These people have a story. They've either lived a story that others can benefit from it, or they have observed stories that they can share. And the ability to present yourself is the new frontier on how you can control your own personal economy, because the computer eliminates geography. Now, all of my speaking engagement went off the books, but I'm doing 3 to 4 webinars a day, making more money from home on my computer in this format than getting on airplanes and sleeping in different hotels away from my children and my grandchildren and my 4 great-grandsons. When the disciples could not catch fish, Jesus said, throw your net on the other side. And that's what we have to do. We have to rethink our lives and throw our net on the other side. This is a time where more creativity, more innovation, more positive and productive and creative things are going to come out of this time than any other time in history, because we're being stripped. A major transformation is taking place on the planet. And those things that are being removed, they're going to be replaced for greater things.
My friends, let me remind you here for a moment. First of all, you're not alone. You're not the only one going through this valley today, and I'm here right beside you right now to help coach you through this valley and get you through to the other side. Today, I want to address your needs. Today, I'm not going to be filling your head with visions for the future, because many of us can't be talking and thinking about thriving when we're in this surviving mode. And I'm not going to ask you to gaze up into the clouds of potential. No, today I'm going to be pushing your focus directly into a place that has actually probably been far too overlooked for far too long. Today, I'm going to guide you on a very practical and very critical self-examination of your individual needs. You see, I'm very intentional using that word needs because for many of us, our list of priorities, our list of our goals have somehow gotten to a place that supersedes or simply overlooks our most basic needs. The things that we absolutely cannot live without properly. Sometimes we get so distracted, so fixated on something in life that we want, that we end up completely missing something that we need. I heard a story that really illustrated this point clearly. Here it is. There was once a very hungry man out in the wild looking for food. When he saw a rabbit, he started thinking, I want that rabbit. He chased that rabbit into a thicket of berries, but the rabbit escaped. He chased the rabbit across the field of carrots, but the rabbit escaped. He chased the rabbit through a forest of apple trees, but the rabbit escaped. He finally fell exhausted from hunger, and so the man gave up looking for food. How many times in that story did that man go right by the very thing he needed, simply because he was too distracted with the thing he wanted? You see, we do this all the time in our lives, in different ways. We develop a goal or a dream of what we want, of how we think our lives should be, and in our process of trying to attain these things, we simply let slip some of the very things that we cannot live without. Sometimes we want the perfect job, so we pass on those starting jobs and we say, no, thank you. I don't want that position. That many hours for that pay? No way, Jose. And in wanting that picture of that dream job, We say no to the stepping stones that we could have taken that actually could pay our bills and actually could build our resume and our experience to prepare us for where we really want to end up going. We may have needed that. We miss those opportunities because we're not willing to plant the seeds in the dirt to take care of our immediate demands and invest in ourselves through the natural process of growth. Welcome to life. You don't always get what you want. You know, maybe you've given your best effort right now in your career. And it seems as though the harder you try, it feels like the more discouraging you feel, because you feel like these people around you at work, it's like they don't really put the energy and time and effort and focus that you're doing. You're going above and beyond. When someone drops the ball in the organization, guess who's the one that they asked to pick it up? Yeah, well, you're going to do it. And you go beyond your call. And you're doing your best. And it feels like these people who are not even doing half of what you're doing get the promotion. Half of the dedication that you're giving, they get the attention. They get the rewards. And it's like so discouraging. It's like, why even bother trying? I feel like just throwing in the towel. No one sees what I've been trying to do. I feel married to this company. I have given everything I can. And here I am. I'm getting the least reward out of everyone. And you know what's even worse than having those goals and not seeing it come to pass? You giving your effort and it doesn't feel like there's any reward for you. Here's the scariest part of all. You feel that you have to face this discouragement alone. No one understands me. No one gets what I'm going through right now, and I have no one to turn to, and no one can give me the encouragement I need to overcome my discouragement. And I want you to know that those voices in your head that are saying, no, you won't get married. No, you'll never get to that level of career in your life. No, you'll never find someone or something that's going to help you to overcome even this discouragement. Your will, you are right now hanging on the thinnest thread right now. And you're always going to be alone. That is the biggest discouragement. And that's why I'm here. I'm your friend. It's why I'm doing this podcast, to let you know I say no to that discouragement with you. I believe in you because I know that the greatest thing that you can take right now to overcome this discouragement is perseverance. I know that is the key to overcome any discouragement you're facing right now. How do I know it? Well, humbly, out of all the people I know that's had to persevere, it's me. And my friends, let me tell you that perseverance is a choice that you can make. A choice that I've made every day of my life.